Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream, here with my co-host,
J Mac Main.
and we have a returning guest.
What's up? What's up?
Dre from Black News Undisputed has joined us again, and we are going to talk wrestling. We want to know your thoughts, so let us talk. We're going to get into some news and rumors real quick. Anthony Cobb, yo, what up? What up, Ant? Ant-Man is in the building. Thank you, Ant, for joining us today. So we're going to get into some news and rumors real quick. All right, so we got some news and rumors. Jay, what you got for us today?
All right, so just reading this fresh. So it is reported that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton will have some kind of gimmick match at the Royal Rumble.
Okay, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Okay. How do you guys feel about this whole Randy Orton and Fiend feud so far?
It's interesting. I just didn't like how Raw went off the air, which we'll definitely talk about. I feel like they could have ended the last show of the year a whole lot better, but
okay.
It's the best storyline that Raw had. The Raw has, because all the good story. Well, besides the Roman storyline on SmackDown, it's the best storyline they have right now. So
yeah. I think the feud, like right now, as far as the feud, again, Randy Orton just keeps my interest, man. Randy keeps my interest. But I feel like all these defeats that the Fiend has taken is really taken away from his mystique and the believability of him being this undefeated foe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. The Fiend was supposed to be something special. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's really watered down now. I'm not sure if Vince McMahon has anything to do with the creative of that, but I think the Fiend it's not believable. And as I said last week, without fans to actually give an actual reaction, I think we're missing the mark here.
Yeah.
Now Alexa Bliss being a part of it, I like that because I thought Nikki Cross was gonna come in and do something with Bray Wyatt. Like if he actually had an actual Sister Abigail character, I think that would have been cool. But right now we're missing the mark.
That was dope. That would have actually worked.
Yeah, that would have definitely. We got a comment from Anthony Cobb. He says, "Last night I was lost with that angle with Orton and Bliss."
It was confusing. Now the funny part, he went into the fun house and he's like, "Who is this? Some pig?" And he just kicked him.
That was funny. When he went to the family fun house, he just started ripping. He ripped the head off a rambling rabbit.
Yeah.
But that was cool. But that was Randy, man. That's Randy, man. Randy's in your personal space, man. Randy gets personal. Randy has no boundaries when it comes to confronting people. He has no boundaries at all. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. But I was definitely lost. It was like I thought. Well, she tried to confront him in a match. He was like, me and you in a match tonight or something like that, or me and you in a ring or whatever it was. And it was just like, all right. So you gonna get RKO'd? Like what's happening here? Like I don't see this match really lasting very long at all. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, so this is gonna happen, but interested. But yeah, I'm sorry. So Jay, any other news and rumors?
Yeah. So for the NXT fans, Pat McAfee has been taken off NXT TV until at least the springtime.
I heard about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so this article is from Raja.com. And so Pat McAfee is expected to be off NXT TV for a while. Reports Reports the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The decision to take him off TV was apparent a WWE decision rather than something he wanted to do, and there's no concrete date on when he will be back. However, the understanding is that it'll probably be around the spring time frame. Backstage, the feeling on McAfee continued to be extremely positive, and many believe that he should be on Raw or SmackDown. Not to mention, his appearance on either of the shows would lead to more media attention.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he should go to the main roster. NXT is perfect for him.
Did I spell Pat McAfee's name right? I don't think I did.
Yeah, no, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a weird spelling. Okay. Any other news?
No, I think that is it.
No, that's it. All right, that is it. So let's talk. So being that we already kind of like segued into Raw, a little bit. Let's talk Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. So I mean, I have my high points. I have one high point really. Honestly, my high point was really Miz regaining the Money in the Bank briefcase. That technicality in the person who actually holds the briefcase has to be the one to cash it in. Like me and my wife, we was watching the pay-per-view, and when Morrison cashed in for Miz, my wife was like, "Doesn't the holder have to cash in the briefcase?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think he does." I said, "But I think it doesn't matter." And she's like, "No, I think the holder has to cash it in." She said, "I think if the Miz loses, that they're going to use that technicality." And sure enough, they did. They used it, to keep Miz with the briefcase, which I'm happy about. I'm happy he regained it. I'm happy that they didn't run with the whole angle of him losing the match and, him not being able to cash in. I want Miz to cash in. I want Miz to actually win over Drew McIntyre. I want him to take the belt off of McIntyre. I want Miz to have a title run. Miz, in my opinion, needs a title run. He's a great heel. We need something more exciting, more entertaining. Drew just shows up, spits his lines and kicks people and goes home. I'm not really I'm not seeing anything fresh out of Drew right now. Drew needs something to kind of like, fuel him up right now. So I think him having his title taken away from him will give him more fire to kind of like think of something more creative to add to his character.
And he had just way too many promos last night. Drew, he had like 2 promos. I'm like, okay, Drew, like seriously.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
With Drew McIntyre, I don't know. I think the whole creative with him. You remember when he first came in back in the day? Vince said he was the chosen one.
Yeah.
It's like they never really went back to that in a sense. Like, obviously I keep saying this, but him like beating Brock Lesnar with no fans, I think that really messed him up really bad. They should have waited.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been better if they didn't give him the title until the fans came back, and then they could have revisited giving him that. But I just think everything that's going on with the pandemic had really screwed over everything. Not to mention Vince McMahon is in charge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Something. Him doing the whole chosen one angle. Yeah, like that definitely needed to kind of like be explored a little bit more deeper. They went into it, but they didn't go into it too deep. Like they didn't kind of like really press into it long enough. They didn't really just go into it long enough to really be like, okay, to really explore it. Why there's more depth to it.
Exactly.
Jay, you said something else. You said he had like 2 promos last night, and it was like he's like, "Dad, like how many promos are you gonna cut?" When Stone Cold and Austin, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, like all the greats sometimes will cut like 2 promos a night, but you didn't feel it because it was entertaining. That's my thing about Drew McIntyre. It's like, yeah, like all right.
The greats cut it like that, then you're like, okay, cool, but Drew McIntyre is not one of the greats.
Yeah, he's not.
That Chris Jericho, back in the day, Chris Jericho used to come out so many times when there was Monday Night Jericho when he had the long hair.
Yeah.
would be talking. It would be so good. It didn't matter
Right.
how many he's insulting Stephanie or whatever. It was great stuff, you know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So and I think in that in itself just shows like how much like, all right, we need something a little bit more fresh here. Like we need something more fresh. It's just, he's not really he Drew ain't doing it for me. Like, it's not that he's a bad champion. But I feel like his championship reign will definitely go down as one of the worst if he's not doing anything new and fresh to entertain people who are at home to get them to watch, because he has a very tough job right now. No fans. He has to entertain people at home who are watching wrestling with no fans and no reaction, no live reaction. So he has a very, very tough job right now. But again, I still don't see, I still see why Randy Orton is so great. Even though there's no fans, I'm still entertained by Randy. I'm still entertained by this guy. It was just like, before he even got the title, it was like, yo, put the title on this guy. Like, put it on him. This guy's on fire right now. There's no fans, but I still want to watch Randy. With Drew, is like, all right, we got to get the reaction from the fans to kind of solidify his position right now. So
Yeah, that's because Randy Orton is a vet. Randy Orton been doing this so long that, you know what I'm saying? I think even if Stone Cold came back, Stone Cold could like make us pop at home.
Yeah.
They're veterans, but I guess Drew just needs a little more work, I mean, the only thing different about Drew, really, he had a little more fire. He left WWE, went to TNA, went other places, got himself big, but he was a jobber at one point, and it was like, sometimes you can't ever recover from that, no matter what, no matter how big you are. Like, where's Jinder Mahal right now?
Yeah, right. Where's Jinder?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? You know what's crazy? I think about it's crazy to me because it's like you look at like groups like you look at 3MB and you would never think to yourself like, wow, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal will be like future world champions. This is the reality. And you think like, okay, well maybe Heath Slater's next in line, but he got cut, so they ain't even trying to think about him having that possibility. You know what I'm saying? But
he didn't work out.
He didn't work out at all. He didn't work out at all. But you know what? Like when you just said that, like Drew being a jobber, I keep every time I look at Drew, and I keep getting flashback memories of when he was in 3MB and how they used to come to the ring and they used to do like the air guitars. And I remember this one time Drew McIntyre came to the ring and he was standing outside the ring doing the air guitar, and he was like flapping his tongue and like doing like dry humping the air, doing the air guitar. And I was just like, like he was totally into the gimmick. And I'm like, now looking at him, like he's all buffed and serious, wearing his, buffed and serious, coming out with the He-Man sword. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But the kill, I mean, I can understand because it's his culture. I can understand it's his culture, right? I get the whole cultural thing. But the sword is too much of a touch. And I think like at the pay-per-view, he had like gauntlets on. And I'm like, gauntlets? What is this? Like, oh man, like what do? They turn this dude like to a full-fledged Braveheart. I'm like, yo, this is too much, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get the kill and the heritage thing, but he's been in the WWE two separate occasions, and now all of a sudden you want to be some kilt wearing Scottish. I'm sorry, Scottish warrior. Oh my God, I ain't saying that, but
yeah,
like that's.
When Witch McCoy came. I'm sorry.
The funny thing about with the whole kill thing, I remember Sheamus is the one that gave it to him, and not to go off subject, but to go off subject for a second. Sheamus was with the Bar. Like, why did they even split up the Bar? It's like Sheamus keeps getting new partners after new partners, new this, new that. It's like, when are they gonna? I don't know why they split up the Bar.
Right.
And then it's like they're always trying to find someone for Sheamus to feud with, but I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing right now with this guy.
It's weird. because Sheamus so mind you, the whole time in WWE they never paired Sheamus and Drew together at any point. Now
Yeah.
Sheamus gets drafted to Raw. Now they're best friends. Like since when?
Right. Like never, like never on TV. You would never know that. Yeah, see it right, and it's like they're trying to like bring up this unknown past that we have no idea about. We know nothing about. So now they're like educating us on, yeah, man. Remember, yeah, back in the days, man, we used to bust a lot of heads. And I'm like, what? Like, they're like, yeah, and we used to do all these things. And be like, yo, when did you do this stuff? Because we never seen any of this footage.
Right.
None.
When we were 15, we used to talk about doing this for the WWE Championship. Like, what?
Right.
What the hell are you talking about?
So now they're pulling this. So now, like, they're gonna bring up this friendship, and it's like, they're gonna pull this whole. It's like they're pulling this whole friendship or this feud out of their butt, and they're gonna, display it. I guess they're supposed to have a match at WrestleMania because the rumor was it's supposed to be Keith Lee, Brock Lesnar, and Drew. But I guess if they can't get Brock, if Brock doesn't want to come back, I guess it's going to be Drew and maybe Sheamus or Keith Lee.
Well,
I'm hoping.
Well, he's fighting Keith Lee on Monday, but I feel that match is going to either end in disqualification. I don't think Drew's going to beat him. I don't think. Unless Sheamus, I feel Sheamus is going to interfere, but I don't think Drew's going to beat him clean.
I hope The Miz cashes in.
That would be great.
That would be great. I really hope. But if The Miz cashes in, you know what they might do? If The Miz cashes in on their match, then they'll probably let The Miz hold it all the way to Mania just to have Drew take it back. Something stupid like that.
Or they'll give him the Randy treatment. He'll have it for a month and then take it back right before Mania.
Right.
Find somebody else better.
Right.
Typical Vince.
Yeah, typical Vince. Absolutely trying to build them up. We got some CF Hawthorne. Thank you for joining us. Will the Fiend come back? Will the Fiend come back? Clinton, thank you for joining us, Clinton, my good friend Clinton. Will the Fiend come back? Yeah, I mean, I believe the Fiend is going to come back. You know what? But if the Fiend doesn't come back, I feel like it's because Bray is like, y'all destroyed such a great character. Sean Key says they actually tagged together in Ireland and in UK.
Look at
now,
that.
that's cool. Now, see, go ahead, Jay.
I said, look at Sean and his research. Now, like I was about to say, that's cool, but we don't know.
Exactly. Like we don't.
Yeah.
Show back in the day, or have Drew talking. He they're in the ring and Sheamus like, hey, remember this, and show a video of them teaming back and so we have an idea of what the hell they're talking about, because that's like me and you saying, I knew you since we were younger and nobody else. And we told all this childhood stuff. Like they could be
like what? Like, yeah. Now it fancies for a good story. Like it's like, we telling a good story, and the whole point of us telling the story is to entertain you with what happened in the story. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, all right, what really counts is the history you recorded on Raw. That's what counts to us. Like we don't know about these all this unknown history. Brian Jones says, I hope the Miz doesn't cash in, but it really sounds like that's what they will do. It's gonna hurt Keith Lee though. You think that will hurt Keith Lee?
Not necessarily, because I don't see it, because at the end of the day, like if Keith Lee loses by Sheamus interfering, because Sheamus is gonna have some factor in the match, and Keith Lee loses that way, and but Drew McIntyre is beat up. I don't see it hurting the Miz. Now I don't see Miz cashing in, because I don't see Keith Lee doing that kind of damage to Drew McIntyre to the point where Drew is hurt, unless Sheamus shows his true colors, and he just shows his Irish mean streak, and he just bro kicks the hell out of Drew McIntyre maybe 7 times, put him through a couple tables to leave him laying there. Then that's what I see Miz cashing in. But other than that, I don't think it'll hurt Keith Lee at all.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna hurt his character.
I still don't think Vince knows what he's doing with Keith Lee though. But then again, as I keep saying, I'm gonna stay on this until they put some fans in there. I think they were talking about for this next WrestleMania that they're gonna try to see if they can do half. So if it holds 100,000, they'll try to put 50,000 in there at least. Whatever capacity is, they're gonna do half. They need fans now. The fake sounds is not helping, and anything they do is not gonna come off good on screen, especially for people like us that we know what the business is. You can't give us that sound for even the cash in. The cash in is not going to look good with that fake sound. In my head, I'm like, no, I think the crowd would have booed this or they would have cheered that.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely would be cool to see how they would naturally react to it. Brian Jones, I just want to see something new. Keith Lee being the champ is definitely something fresh.
I agree. We all would like to see Keith, but how Vince feels about Keith Lee. So, I'll be surprised. I'll be happy and surprised at the same time if Keith Lee does walk away with the belt. But after both these promos that Drew McIntyre had yesterday, especially the first passionate one he had, I don't see them taking the belt from him or at a Raw anyway. I should say.
Yeah. Sean Key says, "Y'all really haven't enjoyed No Fans."
No.
Sean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sean. It's hard. It's not that bad, but I mean, I could watch it now, but sometimes when I'm at home and I'm relaxing, and even though I know we do these lives, and I want to watch it, to kind of have these discussions to find out where the storylines go. Sometimes I choose between my PlayStation 4 and Raw. And my PlayStation 4 has been winning the battle most of the time. I don't find any entertainment in it's just like the excitement kind of like is sort of like taken away. So sometimes I like watch it just to see what will happen or what may happen. It's a little difficult sometimes. Only time I really inclined to watch it is when I see something exciting happen.
I'm not gonna lie. The hardest part for me was when COVID first hit, and the very next Raw where there was nobody there. That was kind of hard for me. Like it was like, damn, but after that, the whole Performance Center kind of grew on me to have no fans, and then when they started having the other talent around, I was like, oh, okay, this was different. So they're trying different things. The Thunderdome is definitely an addition. The artificial sound effects that they debuted at the match ever was kind of hard, but yeah, overall, I enjoy it. I like it.
Sean Keys asked an interesting question. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm gonna get to your question real quick. This is what I found very interesting, and I thought about this, and it slipped my mind. So I think maybe 3 episodes ago that we did the top 10 matches of 2020 that was ranked by Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer, right? Mm-hmm. And he had Kenny Omega, he had all these matches. He probably had one WWE match, right? But I noticed out of all 10 matches, not one of those matches was the greatest match ever.
Of course not. We don't even think it's the greatest match ever.
If the greatest match ever didn't make Dave Meltzer's ranking list, it didn't make it. Sean Keys, do y'all care more about wrestling or entertainment? I have an answer, but I'd rather you guys answer first.
As far as I'm concerned, I care about. I'm actually gonna say both, but I think they both work hand in hand. If you're just watching a wrestling match, I think the wrestling match can be entertaining. If you go back to the old school days when they would tell a story, Bret Hart wrestling anybody, he's actually telling a story. Too many flips now. Every single spot is a high spot. That's not a story. But when you watch the old stuff, where they're actually Chris Benoit matches. They're telling the. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say his name on the show.
Yeah,
But,
you can say his name. You can say his name. Go ahead.
no, it's the sensitive topic. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I just feel like they both work hand in hand. If you really have a good story to tell, like Bray Wyatt, the Fiend character could have worked back. Like you look at something like Papa Shango, for example, getting the Undertaker. I could see the Fiend kind of playing if you could do like a throwback and mix the present and the future. So certain things can work that work now could have worked back then, but other things can't. That's my opinion.
I agree. I feel like both go hand in hand. But the thing about it is, with no fans, as we said on the show, Vince doesn't have to make choices. So basically, right now, as Vince can do whatever he thinks the fans want to see, because there's no real reaction behind it. So I mean, I like it both. Like Andre said, if wrestlers now don't really tell stories. I mean, there's a handful that would tell the story, but for the most part, they're high flyers or they're doing certain things. But at the end of the day, like we need, without the storyline and the entertainment factor, then you'll just have two guys wrestling, and that would just be like, okay, so why are they fighting? What's the point? So that's why I feel they do go both hand in hand.
Yeah, because the thing is too, it's almost the same thing as when you watch boxing or MMA. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather is talking trash before the fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a story behind it. That's why they have the press conferences. That's why UFC has the the Ultimate Fighter. They have a show where they show you beef, and that tells a story. If you just took two random guys and just put them in the ring, and we don't know why, and they're just fighting the fight. Okay, it might be a good fight, but you're not really invested in it. So the entertainment part really, it's entertaining to us because everybody like to see a car wreck, and then if there's a story behind it, whether you slept with my wife, you slept with my girlfriend, say you did this, you did that, So yeah, they both go hand in hand for sure.
Right, absolutely. Ethan Wick has joined us. Ethan Wick.
My bad, y'all. My bad. Had to get set up.
That's so good. Thank you for joining us, bro. We definitely appreciate you joining us today. We are talking. Sean Keys. We're actually reviewing Raw, and Sean Keys asked an interesting question: do y'all care more about wrestling or entertainment? Because we've been touching on the topic very loosely as we've been talking about wrestling matches on Raw and so forth, and Andre has been expressing how difficult it is to watch it without the fans, or just saying that a lot of the moments deserve a fan's reaction, and a lot of the moments have been missed due to there not being a live fan reaction. So would you like to chime in on this question? I didn't give my response yet, but would you like to chime in on this question?
As far as I think for me, I'm cool with a good old wrestling match. I'm more so about the entertainment aspect of it as far as the match, the way they perform. I care more so about that than the sports entertainment aspect of it. It's nice to see, good promotion. That's cool. But what can you do in the ring? You can hide behind video packages, this, that, and the other, but what can you do in the ring? That's what gets me entertained. What you do in the squared circle. So, the sports entertainment aspect, that's cool. It's entertaining, but what can they do in the ring? That's more important to me.
Okay. Absolutely. Dre, you actually brought up some great points, and I definitely agree that to me I feel like I agree with you guys, like Jay and Dre. Like I agree with all. I mean, all you guys make the same. I agree with both of you guys, but I'm very much stuck in between. I'm stuck with. I like great wrestlers, but I like great entertainers. But I feel like you can be a really good wrestler and not that good of an entertainer, and still have me watch the show. Like Chris Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers. He wasn't great on the mic, but he was excellent in the ring. Ricochet He's not that great on the mic, but he's excellent in the ring. You know, but then you have people who are very entertaining and they're not that great in the ring. Like The Miz, he's very entertaining, but he's not that great in the ring. You know, you have Ric Flair, he's not that great in the ring, but he's very good on the mic. He will give you $1 million promo. But Dre, you said something that was very interesting, and you brought up how people get invested into the fights. You know, that's what made Muhammad Ali be considered one of the greatest. It wasn't necessarily just his boxing. You know, there's a lot of boxers who boxed better than Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like you have Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson, you have Jack Johnson. There's a lot of boxers, you know, who had way more bouts than Ali, had way more tougher fights. You have Rocky Marciano. You know what I'm saying? You have these, but it was Ali's smack talking, his promos and his interviews that got people so invested into his fights that he had the whole world watching, that people just unanimously voted him being the greatest boxer of all times. I, you know, definitely see him as the GOAT, or probably one of the GOATs, but that entertainment factor is what gets people invested. And I totally agree. That's what got Mayweather so much money. You know, it's like people started, you know, they started saying, oh, all you do is run around the ring. All right, cool. So you say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk a whole bunch of smack. I'm gonna start go back and forth with the critics. And then the critics wanted him to lose so bad that they started watching his fights, and people started watching his fight just to see him lose. And it just brought him more money. and they brought right into it. Now he's Money Mayweather. So his fights became more popular because of that.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, great strategy. Brian Jones, he drops a comment below. Brian Jones says, no fans basically forces us to cheer and boo certain wrestlers since they control the crowd audio. Hearing this is awesome during a match that isn't that awesome isn't authentic.
It's on my nerves.
Yeah. Brian Jones says, personally, I feel WWE has turned their focus more on the entertainment aspect of the wrestling business with the pyro and the music and lights. Not to mention, they are called World Wrestling Entertainment now. AEW, in my opinion, is more wrestling than entertainment, which gives them an edge. Interesting. This is an interesting conversation. The edge really more so goes to hardcore wrestling fans. Hardcore wrestling fans. Like I've seen Ring of Honor matches that were like amazing. I've seen we've seen like, you know, New Japan Pro Wrestling matches that were just amazing. Great matches that were dope. But what makes WWE the top dog is the fact that they can give you both, but they don't always give you great matches all the time, like a Ring of Honor, like an Impact. I mean, like an Impact or like a AEW. They won't give you that all the time. They give you that on certain moments. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why WWE beat WCW and became the top dog was because of entertainment.
True.
That was it. Because people want to be entertained. It's like, yeah, like, you know, you have people like, you know, Patrick Ewing, what's the other guy? Sean Kemp, Charles Barkley. You know, these guys were great basketball players. They were great, but they never became those guys because they were never on those winning teams that, you know, had what it took. I'm just using that comparison to say, like, there's always something else that's missing. Like Clyde Drexler was one of the greatest basketball players ever played. And he understood, like, I'm missing something. I'm missing that extra thing that to really get the championship that I need. He left the Blazers, went to Houston, and finally got his chip and said, you know what, I'm out of here. I got it.
Well, so all those guys you named, Kemp, Ewing, and who's the other one? Not Drexler, but Drexler.
Barkley.
So they weren't missing anything, but there was one guy named Mike Jordan
Who had everything? That's what you said.
Championship. So but it wasn't for Jordan. I guarantee you, all four of them would have had a ring. Drexler got lucky because when Jordan left, that's when Drexler went to Houston and got his ring. But if Jordan was still playing, that would be questionable too. So Jordan kind of put a damper on their plans with that.
But Jordan was entertaining and he had the skill, so he was like a hybrid of everything.
Exactly.
That's true. Definitely true. So Ethan, we're talking about Raw. Any high moments on Raw? Anything you want to talk about on Raw? Anything? Anything that caught you? Anything that interests you at all?
I'd have to say the tag match. What was it? Was it 4-man, 8-man? I can't remember. But New Day, that was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, I enjoyed that match.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, off and on, some of it was a little drawn out for me, and I was trying not to hit the snooze button on it. So I'm not gonna lie. After that first hour, it's just like I saw Charlotte Flair. After that, it's just like, damn, I'm trying to keep my eyes open.
Oh yeah.
I woke up to Randy trying to burn Alexa. So
yeah, I seen a clip. I think I think either Wrestle Talk or Wrestle Labia. They mentioned they said like they posted a video, and the title of the video is Randy Orton a murderer? Like try to burn Alexa. I was like, I don't know. I think Randy Orton.
It really was like a movie. Like the lights go out, it comes back on. You see Randy with a match. Going towards the camera, and all you hear is Randy. No, don't do it, Randy. And it goes. Like, that's it.
To be continued.
Right, exactly. Chris knows best. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? That's it.
Yeah.
I legit thought something happened. I thought it was a glitch. I was like, yo, oh shit, that's it.
Right.
No, but if you notice Randy Orton always uses fire. I remember when he was feuding with the Undertaker with his dad, and he thought he burned the Undertaker alive. Then he burnt the woodshed with Bray Wyatt. He's always burning something,
Right.
Yeah.
Twisted fire starter.
Right. So Randy Orton's a pyromaniac.
Yo. I was thinking about. I'm not to interrupt, but
go ahead.
Drew, I enjoy Drew promos, man. Like Drew's a natural talker. He uses his natural voice, and for me, the script or is just like, so I'm going to beat you up, and then we're going to get in the ring, and you're going to die, and it's like that's cool and all, but sometimes it's just like. You don't got to use a promo voice to get the point, just be natural, just do your thing. And to me, that shit's more important than just, I don't know, the wrestling voice or just, I don't know. I like his natural way of just bouncing off of people and talking.
So you're a Drew McIntyre fan? You're a Drew McIntyre fan?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. He won me over.
You was like, you teetering. Brian Jones, we got a comment real quick for Brian Jones. Exactly. WWE knows how to entertain, even if the matches aren't that great. One moment in that match will make you remember it for a long time.
Yeah. Shout out to your boy Xavier Woods with the Brody Lee, Luke Harper tribute during the that I found that spot very, cool. I was like, oh, okay. And then and one thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if y'all ever noticed, but Shayna Baszler's finisher is the Caribou Clutch.
Yeah.
So why is it every match she's attacking someone's arm? Like that has nothing to do with the Caribou. I guess with us old school wrestling fans, we used to like Bret Hart and Ric Flair. They're going after your knee because their finishes are sharpshooter and figure four, which attacks your knee. The Caribou has nothing to do with your arm. So why is she attacking two women's arm throughout the whole match? and hit him with the curb with a clutch, and then what? Then nothing.
You know what? I find that very interesting because that's very true. All Flair did was chest chops, right? Was it Irish whips? And he would do was it not
chop blocks?
Huh?
Was it the chop block to the back of the knee, or I don't know,
right,
like
right.
the back of the leg?
Block to the back of the knee. And what's the move where he picks you up like he's doing a back suplex, but he drops you on your shin?
Was it shin breaker?
That's what it's called, but
The shin breaker.
Yeah, that's it. That's all Flair did.
Yeah, that's all he did. That's all. Flair was the original 5 moves of doom. Let's just put that out there. He was the original 5 moves of doom. It wasn't Cena. It wasn't Hogan. It was Flair. Flair had no move set. Let's talk about that. I'm sorry. I just want to mention.
You be going in on Flair, bro.
Is it true? Watch a Flair match and tell me I'm lying.
You're not, man. You're not. The majority of the time, he'll sit there and get beat up for about 10 minutes. And then it's like the last 3, he go through his move set, and then it's like figure 4 and over.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you have to look at you have to look at the other wrestlers that did kind of chokehold moves. Like look at Roddy Piper. He had the sleeper hold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he was more of a brawler. You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold was a brawler, and then he just did the stunner. So I guess with Shayna Baszler, I don't know what other things she could do to work on, because it's really a chokehold. It's not really like it's breaking your neck. It's really just choking you. So she should actually be working on every body part.
Right.
You know, and then it would make more sense versus just continuing to just work on the arms, you know, stomping the arm or the shoulder or something like that. She needs to be doing a little bit of everything. Asuka too.
Right, because now let's say, okay, you break her arm. Now she can't tap out, then what? She's got to
So she committed murder. That's probably what happened. Yeah, right. You know what I think? I think probably the arm, the reason why she damages the arm is to prevent them from, I guess, trying to like
escape.
Escape, right? Yeah, get out of it. I don't know. I mean, because they I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark, Jay. I don't know.
As I watch her fight Mandy Rose, I'm like, I mean Dana Brooke, I'm like, why is she targeting her arm so much? And I'm like, wait, she targets their arm every match, but it has nothing to do with the curb with a clutch.
Yeah. That's true. They're interested. It's just a detail. All right, guys. All right, so we are winding down. Yes, let's get to it. So we put together a list of our top 3 moments of 2020. Myself, Jay McMahon, Ethan Wick, and Andre, we put together a list of our top 3 moments of 2020. And, we're going to go through them real quick. And I didn't make a ratings chart. So, I didn't make a ratings chart. So pretty much, what I'm going to do is, we're just going to rank them based on, we're just going to give them like a 1 to 5 based on how well you like that moment. All right. So Ethan Wick, one of his moments was EC3 turns Moose heel. One of Jay McMahon's moments was Edge returns. One of my picks was Flair gets injured. That was one of my favorite. Ethan Wick's moment was Io Shirai wins the NXT title. Ethan Wick's pick was Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. One of my picks was The Miz wins the Money in the Bank. Jay McMahon's pick was Dominic Mysterio's debut.
Man, I was gonna pick that one.
You said you was gonna pick that one?
I was.
You was. And Mine's and Dre's, one of our picks was Roman Reigns heel turn. Jay McMahon's, one of his picks was Shayna's treatment. This is based on how Shayna was treated as far as her being put on the main roster, her being pushed to be a top contender, and then all of a sudden she just disappears off the TV. Andre's pick, one of Andre's picks was Sting joins AEW.
That was gonna be my other pick. I forgot. I said I was gonna do it. We talked about it before, and I completely forgot about it.
And last but not least, we have one of Andre's picks was AJ Styles versus Undertaker at WrestleMania.
That's
all right.
Point.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, which moment would you guys like to rate first? Rank.
Let's right there. Let's do the Roman heel turn.
The Roman heel turn? Okay. All right. So how would you guys rank this from 1 to 5? Roman's heel turn. How would you rank it? I didn't put together like a whole list of.
So we'll just overall. It's 1 to 5 overall.
Yeah, it's just a 1 to 5 overall. How do you rank that moment? So this is mine and Dre's choice.
I say 5.
You say 4?
I said 5. 5 is the highest, right?
Yeah, 5 is the highest.
Yeah, 5.
Give it 5. Okay, Ethan Wick. How would you rank
this? I give it like a 3.8. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
No, look at his face. He got the full beard. If he just had the goatee, he wouldn't look as intimidating. He looks more intimidating, even with the full beard. You know?
Yeah, the whole lumberjack beard, right?
Yeah. Stupid vest too. You know?
Right. Good, Jay. How would you rank this heel turn for Roman Reigns?
I give it a 5, and I give a quick reason. I'm trying to not go on a big rant, but the reason I give it a 5 is this. You know, he should have done it a long time ago. Yeah. The fact you have him with Paul Heyman is not. It's different from how Heyman with Brock compared to Heyman and Roman, because kind of Brock. I mean, Paul Heyman kind of leads Brock. You know, Brock is just that don't say nothing. I'm gonna beat you up. You know, and Paul Heyman does all the talking. Where here, like Paul Heyman more so bows down to Roman. Like, you know, Roman, you know, comes to the ring. Roman does his own promos, or Paul will start it, and Roman will give his hand out. Don't say nothing, just put his hand out. And Paul knows what to do. Give it to him. He wants to talk. Give him the belt. Give him the mic. You know, so Paul's more in the background of this one, while Roman's, you know, pushes the forefront to shine. So I think it's great. You know, and the storyline they have going on for it is great. Now, just like Anthony said yesterday, it would be perfect if, you know, Rikishi gets involved and, you know, gets more personal, and you know, that would put it way over the top for me. But right now, I definitely would say 5.
Yeah. No, you gonna say something, Andre?
No, I was just agreeing. I was like, yeah,
Rikishi. Yeah. So So I definitely agree. I give him a 5. And I wanted to say this same exact thing as you said, Jay, but you said it. I agree with everything you said. Except for I just want to add one thing to what you said. If I had to give a reason, it would be everything Jay said, but just I would add one more thing, and the other thing I would add to it would be is that I felt like Roman in the top dog position really looked at wrestling holistically and didn't try to control where he was in his element, but simply adapt. And I'm saying that to say that he understood that, okay, you know what, me staying a babyface is, you know, pretty much their decision, but I need to turn heel. And he didn't make the whole John Cena move by thinking that, okay, I can control this thing. I can make this the way I want to make this. And he literally just decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to turn heel because heel is the best way to go. Is what we need to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm glad that Roman took that step and really went with the current.
And then imagine if there were fans, the fans would be loving this. He would be a heel, but they would be cheering this Roman Reigns.
Right,
Versus
yeah.
the only reason he was getting cheered was
Yeah.
the sympathy for the cancer. But if he never had the cancer, he would have still been getting booed until this.
Right. Yeah, I think so. I believe it. I believe so.
Yeah.
I used to say the same thing, man. I was just like, if WWE wouldn't have made that man come out and explain to everybody about a situation, the man would literally still be getting booed. So it was just like, for me, I do like the heel turn. I do think it was a little too late. And then for me, it was more so just like, all right, he just was beefing with Brock or so with Paul Heyman. And then now I got to forget the fact that he's with Paul Heyman. That kind of just made me, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm going to cut my wrestling brain off and ignore all that and just roll with the script that they got now. That, if it was not Paul Heyman, like, I would probably be with it a little more. I'm glad, Paul is Paul, but I think he could carry himself.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's rank another one. See what you guys think. Let's rank another one. Dominic Mysterio. You guys can call it. Let me know. What did you say?
Mysterio.
Dominic? Okay.
I'm with Dominic. I almost picked that one.
Okay. All right. Let's rank this one. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Go first, real quick. I rank his debut match, or I guess his debut. I give it a 3, a solid 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I would say I would rank. I'm never gonna say his debut match. Does anybody remember? Okay, we know him from being back in the day when he was with Eddie and all that. I'm your daddy stuff, right? But you remember when Brock Lesnar beat him up? Basically, the first time he was in the audience, Brock Lesnar. That was like his crash course into taking some bumps from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
I love that. So I think I would give that moment a 5. He took those like a champ.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
He can take a beating.
He can. How would you? Who ranked? So I gave it 3. Who gave a ranking already?
I would say 4, and the reason I say 4 was, like Andre said, like as far as the whole build for him, going into everything, like he kind of met expectations because he had a big, everything was pushing everybody, the way everybody was pushing him, like, okay, well, hopefully this kid is good, and I will never forget the beating that Murphy and Seth Rollins put on him on Raw when they had him tied between the ropes with the kendo stick. Oh, I've never seen anybody get beat like that in my life. So if it
Ultimate Hayes.
Because the average person should have quit after, like, you know what, nah, y'all play too rough. I'm not playing no more. But the fact that he came back and actually still here, I give it a 4.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
I'm gonna have to roll with a 4 too. That match with Seth, it was like a lot of people were like, oh, he need to be in NXT. He's green, and for somebody to put on a great match like that, like for me, I gotta give him a 4. I'm like, yo, this dude right here blew everything out the water. It's just like net was going crazy. Just, oh well, just because he's Ray's son, he ain't that good. I'm like, yo, come on, man, this Ray's son. Ray has been doing this since he was a child. You think he hadn't been talking to his own son about like putting on great performances or actually being great in the ring? And for him to go in there with Seth and put on better show than people that have, like fucking been in the industry or on the like in WWE. So I had to give him a 4.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We got a comment real quick from Brian Jones. I always felt Roman was a better heel. They tried to force him. They try to force him to be the new Cena. They haven't. They even did the promo when Cena called him a Cena wannabe, laugh out loud, but he's a true heel. He plays the role very well. Doesn't need to talk, but come out, fight, and leave. Good stuff.
I agree.
I think Roman's better at talking when he's heel. And I think with the Cena situation, he's forced to be in a character and have to respond back as a face. And that's not him. And it's just like, yeah, I want to say some smart ass shit to you, but I can't. I got to be in goody two shoe face.
Yeah. Right. I think that's one of the problems, though. I think the fact that they do that, where they're doing that now. Like in the Attitude Era, you could be a baby face and and have a smart mouth. But it was like, when the whole people called it the PG era, but I call it the Cena era. When the Cena era entered in and everything became PG, that's when it was like you had a heel that you would go against. The heel would just be like dragging you through the mud, and then it's like, the baby face would just be like complimenting the heel and talking about how good and how destructive he is. And I'm like, what is happening here? Like, I thought this was a competition. Like, this guy wants to take your championship. This guy wants to break your spirit. This guy, possibly wants to, screw your wife, and you complimenting him. What is happening here? Like, so it was just so backwards, man. So backwards. But yeah, totally. All right. Let's rank one more, and we're going to wrap it up. Let me know when to stop. You guys let me know what you got. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. We're going to rank this one. Charlotte Flair gets injured. This will be the last one. Oh, this will be the last one. We're going to rank this one. You know what? But I thought about this. You guys seem to know a lot about wrestling, but we want to know, how much do you know about wrestling?
I love that last one, man, of Macho Man and Flair.
Yes, guys. You guys were not going to escape the clutches of Do You Know Wrestling. Now that we have you in the figure 4 leg lock, we want to know, are you going to tap out, or are you going to reverse the hold? Jay,
or you
Matt. He said, what's it?
Or are you going to make it to the
Are you gonna make it to the ropes? If you guys can answer 4 of the 5 questions, lunch will be on us, dinner will be on us, or whatever you want to do with the $10 will be on us. We will give you $10. We will cash app you $10 if you can answer. Ethan Wick and Andre, you guys will be in competition to answer 4 of these 5 questions. If you guys can answer more questions than the other, you will be the winner to receive the $10 prize. J Mac Main begin to bring the pain.
All right. So, are you guys ready?
I'm nervous, man.
All right. So, it's going to be geared to 2020. Last Raw 2020. Obviously, this is our last show of 2020. So we figured, why not 2020? So, question number 1. Which superstar in WWE had the most wins in 2020?
Man, my shit disconnected.
Is this NXT included or just Raw and SmackDown?
I completely missed the whole. question.
Jay, you got to ask the question again because Ethan Wick didn't hear it.
Oh, so which superstar had the most wins in WWE in 2020?
And I said, is this Raw, SmackDown, and NXT combined? UK also, or just
Raw and SmackDown?
I'm taking the guess now because I really don't. I'm taking the guess. The most wins in 2020, Asuka.
What's your pick, Ethan?
You know, he makes a valid point there, but I'm gonna go with Bayley.
Bayley? All right. The correct answer is Asuka.
Oh, I was just thinking about the best wrestler. That's why I said her name.
Asuka. That is 1 point for Andre. Next question. And because we are pressed for time, I have to give you guys 1 minute to answer the question. All right. Next question, Jay.
So, we all know Kofi Kingston lost to Brock Lesnar in record time, 7 seconds. Do you guys know the second quickest wrestler to lose to Brock Lesnar?
Did you guys hear the question? Ethan, you heard the question?
Yeah, I heard it.
All right. I'm going to start the clock, and the clock is starting now. You have 1 minute to answer the question.
And this isn't from 2020 or just?
This is in general.
Oh. Oof. I don't know. Chuck Colombo? I don't know. I don't know. That's how much I don't know.
Spike Dudley.
This is Spike Dudley.
Oh, man. Come on, yeah. Y'all got to dig deeper than that. Oh, Chuck Palumbo and Spike Dudley. Oh, man.
Man. I can't believe this. But the person who had the second quickest defeat to Brock Lesnar is Seth Rollins, 17 seconds when he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract at Extreme Rules.
So Andre is up 1 point. All right. Next question, Jay.
All right. Can any of you guys name all 12 WWE champions of 2020, Raw and SmackDown and women's?
I'm sorry. Repeat that. I'm sorry.
All right. Can you guys name all 12 tag team champions of 2020? And this is Raw, SmackDown, and the women's tag titles, not NXT.
Okay.
NXT.
You say and the tag titles?
Yeah, everyone who's held the tag titles in 2020.
And the clock is starting now.
There's 12.
Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss, and what's her name? Nikki Cross.
Okay.
Sasha and Bayley. Asuka. Ginger, the Man, Becky Lynch, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Street Profits, New Day.
Orton, the tag team champion.
Oh no! No, you just say, "Oh, this is a tag team champion?" Question.
Yeah.
Or I thought it was like all champions.
All tag team champions.
Oh shit, my bad. I'm sorry. Oh well, I failed.
Andre, what do you have?
All right. The icon. Well, no. Sorry, I don't think the icon had it. Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch. Sasha and Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
Street Profits.
Mm-hmm.
New Day.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Undisputed Era.
No, just Raw, SmackDown. Women's, not NXT.
I'm sorry. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka and Sasha Banks.
Asuka and Sasha Banks. No.
Nope.
Well, hold on. Didn't Asuka and Sasha Banks beat Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax?
You mean
For the
Asuka.
Charlotte?
I'm sorry.
You mean Asuka and Charlotte?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Asuka and Charlotte. Yeah.
I totally misunderstood the question.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I started blaming singles.
Yeah, Becky Lynch.
No, that's all right, Ethan. You have another time. You have another chance.
All right, this is 6, right? 7, 6.
Yep.
Man, who else is this?
And I'm sorry, Andre, but your time
Sorry.
is up.
All right. So the 12 tag teams that held the tag titles in 2020, the Kabuki Warriors, Shayna and Nia, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Asuka and Charlotte, Bayley and Sasha, The New Day, The Hurt Business, Street Profits, Viking Raiders, Seth and Murphy, Shinsuke and Cesaro, and Miz and Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't remember.
I definitely would have failed the Viking Raiders. My ass didn't even understand the question. All I heard was champions.
Yeah, I forgot about the Viking Raiders too.
All right, so the third question and we'll just go whoever gets the closest to this, because I don't know if any guy's gonna get this one, but how many times did the 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 South Championship change hands in 2020?
Man, well, I know that R-Truth is probably like the 37th time.
Ethan, did you hear the question?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in total, I'm gonna guess.
All right.
It's
And the
probably
clock is starting now.
I'm gonna say about 50 times at least.
50?
Yeah. If you're talking about in total, yeah, I'll say about 50. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to roll with like a 65.
60. So the correct answer is 46 total times. R-Truth is a 16-time champ.
Well, it says he's a 16-time, but I've heard them on the air 37-time champion.
Well, 16 times in 2020. Maybe I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, all right. So, question number 5, last and final question. So, we all know Undertaker retired this year at Survivor Series. But can any of you tell me how many times that did the Undertaker compete in an actual Survivor Series elimination tag team match in Survivor Series history?
And the clock starts now.
I'd say once.
Three, 4. I'll go with 4.
4? Wow. The correct answer is 4. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get the answer right. Oh man. All right, that's it. We thank you guys for participating in Do You Know Wrestling. We appreciate your participation and for being such good sports. We will still cash app you both $10 for participating in this fun game. So
thank you for the participation trophy.
Thank you.
Lunch, I'm sorry. You said what?
Can we get a tie?
Yeah, you get a tie. You guys get a tie. So lunch, a pack of cigarettes,
cocaine,
some liquor, cocaine, whatever it is that you like is on us. I don't think you get cocaine with $10, but whatever you decide, you probably get a down bag, but you won't get cocaine with $10. I don't know. It depends on how cheap it is. Whatever. All right. But we didn't tell you to buy cocaine with the $10 though. I'm gonna put it out like that. All right.
I'm gonna go to Little Caesars and give me 2 pizzas for $5.
There you go. 2 pizzas for $5. We will cash app you guys. Do you guys have my Facebook?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You mean Facebook? All right, cool. So hit me with your cash app screen name, and I will cash app you 10 smackaroonies. 10
Thank
smackaroonies.
you.
Last time you heard language like that, smackaroonies. You ever heard? All right, anyway.
10 times.
All
10
right.
times.
All right, Ethan Wick, Andre, we thank you for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts, for being our host. We enjoy you guys coming on. We enjoy your guys' comments. Every time you guys in the comment section, we enjoy you guys. We want to have you guys on another time to discuss more hot topics in wrestling. So right now we got to sign off. We are far past our time. We want you guys, if you guys are watching, to share, to like, to comment. If you are catching us on Facebook, share, like, comments. I'm sorry, catching us on Facebook. I'm sorry, on Facebook, share, like, comment, subscribe. If you're catching us on YouTube, share, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell on Facebook to know the next time we go live. Hit that notification bell on YouTube to know the next time we go live. And join us on another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
Before you finish, I just want to thank
Yes.
Andre, Jeremiah, Esco, Anthony, every member that has came onto the show to show love, everybody who's in the comments every week, just show love, we started this podcast, mid this year, and it hit the ground running, and we definitely want to keep it going. We're definitely going to keep, bring you guys on as guests, because again, without you guys, this show would be just two friends talking about wrestling, so you guys, comments and, keeping it live with us, we definitely appreciate you guys. And again, without you, and I know it sounds cliche, but without you guys, this show wouldn't be what it is today, honestly.
Man, y'all make it easy, man. Y'all make it easy, man. Y'all put on a good show, man. The ratings, y'all talk it out like responsible adults, like respectful adults. Like, come on, man. Like, we can't help but to rock with you, man.
Right, we definitely appreciate
it, Ethan. Absolutely, man.
We definitely, and we definitely, as the last show of 2020, we definitely gonna bring in 2021 with a bang. But we definitely want to thank, all you guys for always watching, and for everybody who's been on the show. Again, if I forgot to mention you, I apologize, but I think I went through everybody who's been a guest. Oh, and Sean definitely was it. So yeah, we definitely thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want to say thank you for having me on. You know what I'm saying? I'm a local wrestling fan. And this is something that I've always wanted to do, a wrestling podcast. I tried it. It failed, because you got to have people that's committed, you know what I'm saying, to do a podcast, especially with wrestling now. You got to watch it and you got to know your history. So I'm just glad to be a part of this. And we're going to continue on, man. Anytime you want me on, I'm here, man.
Appreciate it.
I'll be on time next time. Sorry.
So good. We definitely appreciate the love. We definitely have you guys. We're talking about a big show, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted on, what we come up with.
Right.
Hey, man, what them outros that you be doing? I missed them. Jay, he always had a different outro, like every other time. That shit cool, man. Like every week you got a random outro you would do.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it back, because I think we can do like 20 seconds without getting in trouble. So I think we're gonna 2021. We're gonna definitely bring in a different theme music to end off the show on top of it. So I think we're gonna.
Well, Jay, do you have an outro for him?
No, I'm not even ready. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, but I got an outro. Always Swayze, never lazy. It's your boys, J Mac Main, Saheem the Dream. We are signing out. We thank you guys for joining us. Ethan Wick, Andre, we appreciate you guys for coming on, and we will see you guys later. Peace.
Woo!